From First Paw Media, sponsored by First Paw Coffee Company, this is the Dog Driver Show. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now here are your hosts, Robert Vrtel and Kurosh Parto.
Hello and welcome everybody. This is Robert Vrtel and I'm here with my co-host Kurosh Parto, and we are the Dog Driver Show. And today we have a guest calling in from the Czech Republic. KP, who do we have?
Today we have a very competitive limited driver from the Czech Republic, Martin Vrtel. I've been watching his dogs, his results, and his team. Beautiful dogs he has, and very nice program he has. Not a very, very big kennel, but a very competitive kennel, specialized in smaller classes. It's going to be fun to talk to him because he's very competitive. He breeds his own dogs. And Martin, welcome to the show, and tell us a little bit about yourself and what are you all about?
Hello, guys. So, I'm Martin Vrtel. I'm 37 years old, and I live in a small village, Březí, in an area we call the Highlands. It's central of our republic. And I have two sons, 7 and 4 years old, but they live with their mother, and with my girlfriend we have a small kennel of sled dogs and shepherd's dogs.
So when did you start racing sled dogs, Martin?
I bought my first dog 2005, and I was on my first race 2007, so in this time.
And why did you start sled dog sports? I mean, did you have friends, family? You saw people running?
No, nothing connection at all. I never had a Jack London. I did nothing about mushing or what to do with the sled dogs. But I really like wolf-type dogs, so I bought a Siberian Husky. And after that, I moved because I'm a city guy. After that, I moved to the village, a small village close to my city, and really slowly, I started to discover the world of mushing. So I bought my first harness and put on hair, and we tried bikering and etc. So really slowly with first one dog, and after now I have 20.
Martin, a lot of people we talk to, we interview, if they're in Alaska or in the United States, a lot of them, they have friends or family with sled dogs, and a mentor or someone they talk to learn about sled dogs. How did you do that if you didn't have anyone around you and you had to figure out everything by yourself?
No, definitely no. I started to racing and met with other guys, much more experience, older, with much more dogs. And I also read a lot of articles on the internet, mostly some like Sled Dog Sports Center or other websites, and try to learn as much as possible. So I have also mentors in the Czech Republic, but also a lot of information from the internet. And then I tried to my own.
Martin, when you look at the Czech Republic and the sled dog sport, I noticed that there is a very strong presence of purebred Forsters, German Shorthair, or Grey Sters. Is it becoming very popular to have this type of dogs in the Czech Republic?
I guess so, yeah. For individual disciplines, I think they are really popular. And the teams, they are much more Alaskan Huskies in bloodlines. So it's mixed, more around Scandinavian, doesn't matter what the names. But and for individuals, yeah, I guess.
So what type of dog are you running?
Like I said, we call it arrowhounds, but generally when I speak with some outside from mushing, I call it sled dogs.
And what is the bloodline behind those dogs for you? What are the origin of some of your bloodlines?
I have a bloodline from Scandinavia, so Norway, Sweden, Finnish lines, and also from the big guys from Germany, like Andres, Heine Winter, Martin Vrtel, and more. From Helmut Pair, I have great bloodlines. So it's a mix from European, but also from Aguilaris, of course.
And what do you specialize your dogs to do? More snow sport or more dryland sport?
This is a Central Europe, so if you don't live in the mountains, you spend mostly of the year on the dryland without snow. So the snow, it's it's the best thing the best part of the mushing, of course. But we live where we live, so mostly in the trainings we spend on the cart or rigs or ATVs, and sometimes happened that I was on the sleds only on the race. It can happen, yeah, but.
Yeah, that is tough. The problem is, this sled dog sport popular in the Czech Republic, or it's something very unusual? So, like, if you tell your friends or coworkers that you have sled dogs, is it something really strange, or it's fairly popular?
I think in these times it's not so much unusual. The people know about it. There are some big races with big histories, and everybody knows it from TV or some from news or something like that. So it's not so much like in before 20, 30 years, for example. And I think, it's quite popular. Mostly, of course, the individual disciplines like canicross, because everybody who has dogs can do it. So it's really the simple way how to start with the mushing. And it's really, really popular. And then you can try bikering, scooter, etc. And then maybe finally you'll be on the sleds with 4 dogs and more. So, yeah, I think it's popular in Czech Republic.
Tell me about your dogs. You said you have around 20 dogs in your kennel. How many males, how many females? What are the averages? How many liters? Do you have puppies? Give us an image of your kennel.
Okay. Like I say, we have a small kennel, up to 20 dogs. Now I have 9 dogs, 2 yearlings, 7 adults, 1 pensioners, 2 puppies, and my girlfriend Lucka has the rest. I have 5 sled dogs and 3 shepherd dogs. So everybody has found classes which we will compete, and for me it doesn't matter males or females. I have mixed it, but for example, Lucka is only males. But puppies, they cannot be born without females, so I have it.
So you have around 12 race dogs between you and your girlfriend then?
Yeah, 12, 14 now, I think.
14. And do you have to travel a lot? Of course, this year because of Corona, probably not. But usually, do you have to travel quite a bit to go to other races, or there are races around your house?
Yeah, we travel around the whole Europe. But, for example, for races like European Championship, World Championship, or some stage races, from Russia to Scandinavia to Germany, for example, but also on local races in Czech Republic and Slovakia, mostly. So we try to go where the race is nice and nice people, and a good, of course, the good compete atmosphere.
What is your best memory of races? The best race that you ever raced in all these years?
Oh, I have a lot of good memories, but of course, if you want something or you are close, want something, it's great. For example, there were one race on the border with Poland, Czech Republic, Poland, and called Border Rush. There were big names like Helmut Per, Tom Andres, and this year like Marte Heilemann. So it was a really, really nice race. Of course, I didn't win. And for example, Dryland in Sweden was really nice. World Championship 2019. But I also like really small races with family atmosphere. 20, 30 people max, for example. It can happen, but it's also different. I like both part of this of mushing racing. Big, nice, with a lot of people, and also this small one.
That is very interesting. And this year, because of Corona, I'm assuming there was no races around you. Were you able to train still, or no, you were isolated?
Yeah, we could train, but there's no. For me, there were no goals of the season, so it was half. Bad weather, I stayed at home. But ironically, this winter in Czech Republic, or maybe all Europe, was fantastic. A lot of snow, which I don't remember before. So I spent a lot of times on the sled, just for training, just for fun. It was in this case was a nice winter.
Martin, you talked about training, and you also mentioned you train for dryland and snow races. Tell us about your training. How do you start, and when do you start training, and how do you progress your training from dryland to European Championship or any type of snow races?
Okay, I try to start at the end of summer. It's Central Europe, so it depends on the weather. Yeah, because for example, in the middle of the September, still there be up to 30 degrees Celsius. So it's a little bit complicated, but of course you can do it before job or after. And slowly, a few kilometers. Firstly, for muscles, I try to keep them in a gallop, but more slowly than on the race, of course. And step by step, we put more kilometers. It depends on the one thing. If I have some goals on the dryland, in the dryland season, which starts in September until November in our region. And then, for example, in November is some big race which I want to compete. So I try to everything make for this race. But sometimes happen that my goal was only in winter. So and it's a little bit different when I prepare for some mid-distance, a race in the end of February or something like that. So slowly, step by step, kilometers per plus kilometers. So then, if we can go to the sleds, we go. But depends on the winter. Sometimes it didn't happen at all, and so we have to spend all trainings on bricks. And then, because I need also some speed, and I sometimes use ATV. And I think that's all.
What about nutrition? How do you feed your dogs during the winter time, during the summertime, off season, on season? What is your diet?
Oh, my diet during the summer or off season, like you say, I feed only dry pet food of Carnilaf, which is also my sponsors. But when the season is coming, I mix it with beef or chicken and some fats. Depends on the weather, of course, and some other nutrition if I think it's needed. And that's probably all.
And do you see the prices? Like I talked to a couple of people in Central Europe, and they said that the prices of the dog food is extremely high in some of those countries. Is it also very expensive to have a sled dog kennel in your country?
Oh, it depends on how are you lucky. If you have a good contact for guys who sell the meat, for example, it can be nice. But if the quality is okay, but sometimes not. And for example, dry pet food is it's also not so cheap as I think it could be. Maybe it's the reason we don't have a lot of big kennels like you in Alaska or Canada. Mostly we have 10, 20, the kennels where are 40 or 50 or 70 dogs are really unusual in the Czech Republic or also in Slovakia. So maybe also it's the reason that the food is not so much cheap.
You know, you talked about bigger kennel in Central Europe overall, and I saw some of the pictures that you have about your kennel. I noticed that your dogs are tethered. Is it something taboo? I heard people saying that they don't agree dogs being tethered like the way that we have in Alaska, and it's banned in some of the countries in Europe. What about the Czech Republic?
Yeah, in Czech Republic is not a problem. Isolated dog houses and the chains, no problem at all. Somebody prefers kennels, so depends on your possibilities. I like this type because I think it's more clean, and I don't know, something has pluses and negatives, so I choose this one.
Yeah, it's a subject I privately talked to several of the drivers about that. In Alaska, like my setup is insulated houses with heat in some of them with doors, and some people they disagree in some of the other aspect of it. I noticed that you had almost the same setup as I have. That's the reason I asked you about it. Any plans, Martin, for the future? What do you have for goals upcoming? Traveling, coming to Alaska maybe, coming to Canada maybe? What do you got in mind?
Go to your guys, to Alaska or Canada. It's a nice dream, but now only dream. Maybe one time try to Elvac, 6 dog class. Maybe, who knows. But for coming season, my goal is to going to Sweden to World Championship in Asarna, and maybe some stage race before or after that. I don't know. But Alaska, it's a dream.
Definitely. And so you're going to be preparing from the end of this summer for the Arsenal championship, and hopefully, when is it? It's in February, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
Very good. We'll be looking forward to see you out there.
Okay.
Martin, I have one question for you before we go. It's the question I ask all of our guests, and that is, if somebody is just getting involved in the sport and they want one piece of advice, what would you tell them?
I'm still rookie, okay. Open your eyes, start slowly, and ask experienced people about everything, and start slowly with one dog, individual disciplines, then teams, for example, but open eyes and read as much as you want, as you can, and ask for everything.
Good advice. Open your eyes and start slowly. If only so many people took that advice, I think I think that the sport may be a little bit better. I don't know. What do you think, KP?
I agree with you. I agree. Start slow and just watch and learn. Definitely.
Yeah, watch and learn. Yeah.
No, I wanted to thank you one more time, Martin. I said I've been following your social media platforms with your dogs, the puppies that you have on the ground, beautiful dogs. And who knows, hopefully one day you can come and run Limited North American Championship with us in Alaska and enjoy some of our trails. Meanwhile, good luck to you for the rest of the summer and good training and good preparation for the European Championship next year.
Thank you, guys. It was a really honor for me.
Thank you very much. On behalf of our guest today and my co-host, this is Robert for the Dog Driver Show. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and you will get an update every time we drop an episode. And we're looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say about our guests. We'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
From First Paw Media, this is the Dog Driver Show. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you can see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert Vrtel and Kurosh Parto. Our producer is Robert Vrtel and created for First Paw Media.